These are the C.C.JENSEN filter separators, also known as PTU, for fine filtration and water separation from demulsible oils, or oils that have the ability to shed water. I have with me two flavors of the PTU2 series, the Standard and the Deluxe. These systems are used extensively in power, marine, and industrial operations such as pulp and paper or mining, really anywhere where water has a high tendency to contaminate the oil that's being used in a process. Some of the more common applications are pulp refiners, steam turbines, ship hydraulics, and mining drills. The PTU2 2727, which is what I have here, fits roughly in the middle of the PTU lineup, between the compact 1512, the 1525, and then on the other side is the PTU3, which can have multiple filters in a single housing and even multiple housings on a common skid for very large systems. The function of all the filter separators is the same. The difference is the size and the configuration and number of features, which sets one apart from the other. What sets the filter separators apart from the HDU fine filter series is that the PTU combines the fine filtration with continuous water separation. The process starts in the filter insert, where a special blend of fibers causes the water to bead on the surface of the filter as it comes in contact with it. The oil passes through and is cleaned, and the water will cascade down the filter and collect in the lower portion of the system, where it can then be drained off. Now I'll show you the components. Starting on this side, we have the oil inlet, the pump, the motor, pre-filter sample valve. Then we have the filter housing. The upper part of the housing is where the filter insert is, and the lower part of the housing is where the coalescer element is. Here we have our oil outlet. Coming down below the coalescer is where the water will collect and separate into phases. This is a float assembly with a float that floats on the water but below the oil, so it monitors the interface between the water and the oil. When it reaches an upper level, it triggers the solenoid valve to open and let the water drain off through the water outlet. I'll note that the basic version of the PTU2 2727 does not have the water float assembly. Instead, it has a drain valve on the bottom that can be manually opened and closed to drain the water off. We have the pressure gauge. This is what you check to see when the filter is loaded. On this side, we have a control box, which has the brains to operate the float and water discharge assembly. And there's 3 pilot lights here to indicate the water level in the float assembly. The Deluxe version is very similar with a few extra features. You might also hear this one referred to as the Thruster filter because it was originally designed for use on ship thrusters. The main differences with this version is the addition of a full control box, dual electric preheaters, a pressure switch, and a sturdy pan for mobility. So now I'll take you through the flow path. The oil is drawn in from the inlet port through the pump and then pushed through the preheaters, which go in series, and from there into the filter housing. So in applications where the oil is cold or even higher viscosity oils, the heaters are a real plus. Once in the filter housing, the oil is pushed through the filter where it then exits by the oil outlet. The water settles in the coalescer chamber at the bottom and then is discharged automatically. The unit is operated by the control panel, where we have a start button, stop button, and here's our heater control, which can be turned on and off. While the heater is on, you might see this light turning on and off on its own because the heat is regulated by thermostats in the heater housings. Here's our common alarm, which could be a high pressure switch or a motor overload. And then here we have the water level indicator lights, which correspond to the float level in the float assembly. Down here we have our main disconnect. Inside the control panel, we have our main contactor, our motor contactor, motor overload, and some relays and a timer for the automatic water discharge system. Here we have our fuses, a power transformer for the low voltage control, and terminal blocks. Here you'll find some options for remote signaling and operation. Check the manual for more details. So those are our two flavors of the PTU2 2727 filter separator.